All right, what do we have here? We got another episode of Watch and Shoes. The watch is the Invicta Intrinsic, one of my favorite battle-tested watches during truck driving. Takes plenty of lickings and keeps on ticking. There's a screen protector over the front. It's pretty much just a battle tank of a watch. It's banged up against a whole lot of steel and it has yet to lose. So kudos to Invicta for making a real monster. Not a watch that looks like a monster. It's just a genuine monster watch. Huge lugs, huge bolts, huge chunky metal and rose golds, stainless steel and rose gold. And it's got about 25 or more functions. So more than I'd ever need. But it's the longest lasting Invicta watch. It's my very first Invicta watch. Pretty much started me on the whole collecting Invictas and other watches because it had yet to let me down. All right, on the shoes side of things, these are just Clarks. Really, really thick leather. Really, really thick gum bottom sole. Creep sole, I think they call it. Really jelly-like. Pretty cool shoe. Very basic. I'm a fanatic for stitching, fanatic for leather. It has a leather toe bed insole, and monk strap style. No Velcro, just old-fashioned, chunky, durable metal. Very, very basic shoe. Very, very comfortable shoe. Nothing but props to Clarks for this design here. Very nice shoe. Real rugged. I don't really worry about it getting dirty or scratched. Just a very rugged, durable shoe. If you want that to stay white, it won't. So definitely don't want to get this style shoe if you want to keep the bottom or the soles white. It's the first thing to get dirty. Once again, remember I said dark leather, light bottom. Similar to the skin, brown with a white bottom. So I think some of these shoe companies are playing off of that psychology that you might see this shoe and think, oh, it's familiar. And I think that's the familiarity that you might have. Everybody's kind of in a comfort zone with things that they're familiar with. So it's a pretty good strategy. Okay, now what we all came here for today is this. This is an item I got off eBay. They wanted an enormous amount of money for it. I held off, and fortunately the price came down to something that I was able to go ahead and grab. When I saw this, I felt like with a little bit of curterization, I could make this into a hat that I did not ever want to get rid of. And it didn't take me long to get my curterization on. So, for starters, you have the Crizzy Crest RL 67th Division. This is a pin. It actually can be taken off, but it matches so nicely, I doubt I will take it off. Then you have this very coarse, clearly woven material that goes around the entire hat. You have a leather strap that goes around the entire hat. Very thick rubber brim. Just a very well constructed hat. I have the same material on a couple of shirts from Ralph Lauren. One last thing I'm going to do to this hat is I'm going to put something in here to hold it up, so it stays up in this this look here. Going back to the back, you've got breathable. Nothing worse than your head being so hot and sweating. Well, they thought about it. It'll give you some breathability in the hat here. Really nice touch. They've got the Polo Ralph Lauren with the Crizzy crown on the top. Really cool touch. A lot of nice touches in this hat. This is my creation. I wanted to customize the fit on this hat, so I took it apart in the back and reconstructed it. I guess you could say deconstructed it and then reconstructed it. So I would have a perfect fit. I use really, really thick leather. Tried to match that with this leather as much as possible. This is leather here is from the innards of the hat on the inside. It went around the whole way with this dark leather. But when I resized it, I felt like this would be a nice place to show a little bit of that internal leather. I'm going to put a feather here. I'm not sure where, but I'm going to put 2 feathers, at least 2 feathers on this hat. So a little bit of the back. This is all customized. This isn't. This belt came with it, but originally this this hat was this material all the way around. Way too tight for my head, so I had to get my little curterization on. My name's Curtis, if you didn't know already. When I change something, I call it a curterization. So found some really thick quality leather to go all the way around. Made myself a little leather button. Also about this hat, I wanted it to taper off in the back. Originally, it was the same height all the way around. I wanted a tapered look. So you see what I'm going for here? This is going to be up in the air, and it's going to taper off in the back. So both sides do that. Okay, so I have a leather button here. Took this button off of another Polo piece. See how close they'll let me get with this one, because it's really, really cool details on this button. Nice. I can get really, really detailed in here. So you can see the unicorn and the lion. Got a crest inside and a crown on top with another lion on top. Underneath, let's see if we can get some light on there. Not sure if you can see that. I can see it crystal clear, but I can't say that I can read it. Cardon or Gordon. I got this off of a Polo, a Ralph Lauren rugby shirt. But the detail in that button just blew my mind. So I snatched it off of that shirt and put it on my favorite Polo shirt. Or no, it was actually a jacket. Really, really turns up the class of an item when you have a button with that much detail. So yeah, I was fortunate. I had one button left after I used all of the buttons on my jacket. And with this project, it worked perfectly. This is helping to pin down the back and give me the tapered look that I'm after. Once this is assumes the position of a front that is pretty much like that. Autofocus, go ahead and do it for me, appreciate it. And there you have it. The inside is a deconstructed look. Very sloppily done, but it's intentional. It's kind of to say I'm not trying to pass this off as something that I didn't reconstruct. So it's kind of a little style on that end. You probably don't recognize that style if you haven't seen a lot of Off-White. I think there's a Off-White suit jacket that it looks like it was made by a drunken tailor. Handmade by a drunken tailor, and it almost got my money. It's right on my avenue. It's very sloppy, but extremely high quality and done well. If you haven't had to see it, you know, it's just parts and pieces in strange places, but it equals a suit jacket. So really cool piece. Might end up with it in the end after all. But yeah, that's kind of the flavor I was going for there. I'm not trying to pass it off as something that I didn't reconstruct. And there you have it. The old Captain, what they say, I said in a previous video, if you want to know about Polo, then you can actually call me a Polo guide. I'm really new to Polo. But there you have it. Let's see if I got the look right. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching another video of watching shoes. That's pretty much the look I'm going for. Don't necessarily have to put the extra piece in there, but I kind of want to because I want to make sure it stays in the same position. Hope you enjoyed another episode of watching shoes from the bathroom of a truck stop.